4 of the EZIUP and Go Victorian Hillclimb Championship. We're at Bryant Park in Bryant. This is my 1987 Nissan Skyline GTS-X. Getting ready for my first run. Got my gloves here and my helmet, and I'm going to be mounting this camera on the side of my helmet. Let's take a stroll around the pits and check out what's happening.
Jumps on the braces, head out through square line. I think that might be Jeffrey Marsh in the Mazda MX-5 up to the start line. It's a good effort.
This is my first run of the day. The track is slightly wet in places and I've never run this track before, so I wanted to get an understanding of this figure of 8 formation. So I'm a bit tentative going around this, being my first time. It's a first gear right-hander, so the car's already stepping out sideways. Second gear to a left-hander, which you can't see, and then it opens out where you can actually see a slight straight into this right-hander for a quick left into a right, through the crossover, short straight, left-hander uphill, and over a crest, which you cannot actually see your braking zone or the apex for the left-hander, and then you've got a right, which you can then see the left-hander through a dip, and then uphill. Once you get over the crest, you can then see the next left-hand corner, which I just broke too early for, but I was being a bit tentative in my first run. For this short straight into a right-hander, up over this hill, and the road starts to open out, getting close to the top of third gear, before braking for the right-hander down the hill. After this right-hander, you can see the entire left. It's a hairpin left. Trying to get as much traction as possible, to then the right-hander up the hill over the finish line. crazy variety of competitors here. Old, new, and anywhere in between, really. Factory, showroom kind of cars, right through to highly modified cars with engine swaps and purpose-built things.
For the end of the James McNiven comes out in the Toyota Corolla. James McNiven comes out of that final corner across the finish line with 62.70.
completing the second run of the day, I got a 71.61, so I'm definitely improving, although it wasn't a lot quicker than my first run. This is the beast. 1987 Nissan Skyline GTS-X, the HR31 chassis, relatively standard spec, running coilovers, R32 GTR front brakes. It's running an RB25 DET Neo, R33 turbo, 3-inch exhaust and a larger intercooler. So that brings me to run in Class C9, which is improved production, 2-wheel drive, 3001cc and over. Thanks again to Aidan for this clip.
Comes out to the start line, the Skyline. Comes up to the start line.
Really pushed myself a bit harder on this final run. Wanted to carry more corner speed and shorten my braking distance, and as you might have heard, I had a couple of brake lockups there, just really pushing a bit deeper into the braking zone so I can make up a bit of time. Clearly that paid off at a 68.59, and that got me third place in C9. So that's another 15 points to add to my championship campaign. After 4 rounds, there are 2 more rounds to go, and I'm hoping to score better in those 2 final rounds. Thanks again to Falken for supplying the tyres.